So today's going to be a little bit different because in the past 24 hours or so, I've had such a big idea about what I could do with this channel that it's not totally clear to me I want to continue with it in its present form, meaning the daily recovery vlog format. And honestly, I just don't know. So I figured I'd record a video saying I don't know, and we'll see where it goes. I had a very strong idea around, LaCroix, around a concept for a YouTube channel that is very exciting to me. It's very exciting to me, but also quite scary, because I know it's something I want to do, and I have no idea how it would be financially viable for me to do it. And so in one sense, just sort of doing a daily vlog is easy. I mean, it's not ultimately easy. You still have to record something. You still have to have some idea what you want to record, how to present it, edit it, upload, etc. So it's not without effort by any means, but compared to what I have in mind, it's easy because I simply talk about whatever is real to me that day. And in a sense, I could keep doing that, but my thoughts around what I could do has sort of thrown me for a loop, just because the intent is much bigger, the scale is much bigger, the number of people I would be trying to reach would be much bigger, whereas what I'm doing now, of course it'd be wonderful if it grows, but the intent is really just to post something good, true, or beautiful for 30 days. So it's a relatively low bar to hit. But when I have these powerful ideas of what could I do, it's tricky. It's really tricky. And the basic idea that has tripped me up because of how important it is to me is heroism. The need for heroism in this world. I would like to try and be a model for heroism. And what does that look like? And what kind of YouTube channel could I build around that? And the fear is if I do it the way that I would like to, that the idea really deserves, it's going to take a lot of time. And I could quite possibly just end up being disliked by everybody. I mean, not everybody, but if you need some kind of audience to make a YouTube channel viable, particularly if you're going to put a lot of time into it, how many people are going to find what I have to say in this particular way interesting? And will I be able to find enough of those people to make this project possible the way that I have it in mind? And this is a real point of conflict for me, because now that I've had this idea and the amount of power it's had over me, it makes continuing sort of the rest of these 30 days completely uninteresting. The upside of continuing is it is relatively straightforward for me to do. I know how to do it. But in that time, I would not be pursuing this larger idea. And I don't think I'm very good at hiding, at least for myself. Like, I don't know how to do both. So I don't know how to continue doing this vlog and sort of keep this idea in my back pocket being, oh, that'd be really cool, but I'm not sure how to pursue it without telling you about it. So I'm telling you about it. Because there are a lot of things I feel drawn to say that would piss a lot of people off. But I also feel it's very important for them to be said. But in order to do that well, I need to take a reasonable amount of time to do things like research. But I also want to avoid all or nothing, black and white thinking, saying, well, unless I can move forward with this larger idea perfectly, then I can't move forward with it at all. Because then you can sort of get into catastrophizing, being like, well, if I can't do it up to this standard, I can't move forward at all. If I try and I don't do it to the standard, then it'll fail. And you can just end up in this whole loop that is not useful. Sorry, I should not drink carbonated beverages when I do this. Because I feel like there may be something central around the premise, the idea of heroism, that I can do, that is not as resource or time intensive as what I had in mind. Because one version of what I had in mind is, so premise one, I believe we need more heroism in the world, given the problems we're facing, and they're not going to get less complex, it's just going to be more. We need more heroism, for sure. Also, one person's hero is another person's villain. And how you can unpack how a hero to one group is a villain to another, in part can be done through integral theory. But I really do feel very strongly there's a spirit of heroism that we need, that we all need. That it is admirable to want to be heroic. And the thing, of course, is that particularly if you look at the far right and the far left, certainly in the United States, the past however many years, both sides seem to appear that they're truly promoting and defending what is most important to them. And I'm wondering if there's something about a heroic ethos that would help in bringing these two or more sides together and in improving the quality of debate and improving the relationship between two or more apparently conflicting sides. Because the whole idea of heroism, as the idea exists in me at the moment, is going beyond yourself and putting yourself at risk for the greatest good you are aware of in any particular moment. And I feel like some kind of heroic ethos would have to improve the quality of conversation between arguing parties. And politics is, of course, the most obvious example of that. And so because this kind of idea, because once I'm talking now, not just about my recovery from complex PTSD into how can the world recover and become more whole, the consequences of that, the consequences of those kinds of ideas are bigger than me just talking about my recovery. And so this feeling of, God, I'd have to do it perfect. Well, not perfect, but I'd want to hit a fairly high bar because it is important. And I would want it to be taken seriously. And if it's going to be taken seriously, I need to put some real effort into it. And so I literally don't know if I'll be posting a vlog tomorrow. Because if I need to seriously consider, how could I do this? How could I do this in a way that is possible? Then I probably can't keep up with these daily vlogs. But how can I set my sights high without setting them so high that I'm setting myself up for disappointment and failure? And the thing is, though, now that I say that out loud, I don't mind failure. If it's in pursuit of what I most deeply believe, I don't mind failure. God, that was an important one. I'm glad I turned the turned the camera on. I thought I feared failure because it's like, oh God, how am I going to find an audience if I'm just pissing off everybody? And so I got into this thought pattern, probably a PTSD pattern, an old pattern, of being like, well, if everyone hates me, you can't have a YouTube channel that does anything but take away time and resources away from you and doesn't really give anything back. If nobody subscribes, because everybody hates you, because you just piss in everybody's pool. But then the thing I just said, which is true, but it was hiding from me, is I don't care if I fail. Not ultimately. If it's in pursuit of what I most deeply believe. And this idea I have around we need more heroes and heroism in this world. Need to elevate the heroic ideal, try and articulate it and elevate it. And that I'm willing to put myself out there in a very public way, and in some ways, to the best of my ability, modeling a heroic ideal. Am I willing to do that? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. If you like me, great. If you want to throw rocks, also great. I'm still going to do it. So that just makes me realize, as failure actually doesn't matter to me nearly as much as I thought. Because I come alive with this idea. Greatness and heroism really, really means something to me. And what you identify as and what you aspire to is really important. And the thing is, this can appear, at least in U.S. politics, although probably most democracies, there's versions of this, where even the idea of victim identity versus a hero identity can become a left-right thing. Where like a charge from the right is that the left and far left is promoting victim identities and causing a lot of problems along the way, and we should really be promoting a hero identity. And the thing is, in its most simple forms, I agree with that statement, but if I actually start listening to there are things on the left and right that are missing. There are things on the left and right that are important, but not enough by themselves. Okay. I guess I feel strongly about this idea that I'm going to have to put some real thought into it, and we'll see. Maybe I'll post another video about it tomorrow and let you know how my thinking has progressed. All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye.